with a lot to do from the back of the grid. And let's see what's going to happen here as we get ready for the Principality, the Monaco Grand Prix in Division 2. And we are underway for the Monaco Grand Prix, and it's a good start from Blaze, and he tucks in nicely into P1. Owen Howell follows behind, and it seems to be a bit of contact at the back of the field. Monaco goes slowly. Legend is out already.
He had contact down at turn 1. I think it was close to his teammate, Ferro Carrito. I hope that the two Ferraris haven't collided, but we have a virtual safety car after the first corner here. It is the former Division 3 champion, LSW Legend, out by turn number 1, and that was some chaos going down into turn 1.
Yeah, it seemed that people were starting to concertina up at the first corner, and someone was always going to lose out. It is Monaco, and I'm personally hoping that Legend has not put in at least an hour into practice, because if that was me putting in several hours as a controller player around this track and not making it past the first corner, I would question my life choices as... Oh no. What? Oh no. Blaze at the front is no longer going to be at the front, and it looks like there is contact at the chicane. No, it looks like one of the Aston Martins have damage, but the big news here on this opening lap, Drastic Blaze has a drive-through penalty, and Souderner is out of the race. He's binned it at Raskas. We've got 2 cars out of the Grand Prix already. Another virtual safety car. And does this mean that Blaze takes his penalty?
He is serving his penalty as we speak, and he is going to be thanking his lucky stars as well, because he's going to drop down to P10, I believe. Typical Williams P11, nothing new there. But Drastic Blaze dropping down to 10 for that penalty. Virtual safety car again because of the departure of SLR Summit. We had some chaos at the chicane. SLR Bennett, I believe, just binned it into the wall. I'm not sure if he had contact or not. Then we had Kislesko have contact as well, a bit further on the lap. Maybe those two came together. As F1AB QWERTY's now got a drive-through penalty after just coming in for a speed under the virtual safety car.
That is a tragic start for some of these guys to this Monaco Grand Prix. And yeah, what is going on? Owen Howell will be in shock, but he's got to stay focused now as he leads the Monaco Grand Prix. Sophia Clark finding himself up into second place, and that guy in P3. So we're going to see if we can pay attention to some of the chaos going on, because I've missed most of it already. We're 2 laps into this Grand Prix, as we're going to get some of this telemetry on. There we go. That's sorted. Tiara Hayes has gained 4 places, and Beast Assassin is in the pits as well. And I feel like he's got damage as well. The main contenders here are all dropping out due to one mistake or another, and it is for a new front wing.
Wow, so again, first and second place in the championship, both dropping down the order. Beast with a new wing, Drastic Blaze with the drive-through penalty is, of course, still in this race, but is now very far down the order, and a track for this, the tourist is not great for overtaking. Zach is Beast, 8 places gained, Golden Egg Fire 6, Carrito 8, McLovin as well, 8 places from the back of the grid. They are keeping their nose to street at the moment, and they could see big points potentially if this race gets any crazy, which we're only 3 laps in, so more than likely will. Points coming their way, but Owen Howell at the moment has stormed off 1.6 seconds to Sotia Clock out in front.
Yeah, Sotia Clock had a bit of a moment at the exit of Novell Chicane, and yeah, this is going to be a battle of attrition. You've already mentioned some drivers making up a lot of places at the beginning of this race, and Owen Howell's had a massive moment at the exit of Anthony Nose. I don't think he's got damage. He was nearly 2 seconds ahead, and now the gap is just down to 1.3 seconds. So this is going to be a battle of attrition from now to the end of the race. We've already got 2 DNFs, 2 virtual safety cars in this race, and who knows what else is going to happen, as Carrito is right on the back of the Alpine of Vapid Coot, and he's up into 8th place. He started 16th in this race, and already he's in within a shout of a top 5 finish, knowing that both title contenders are behind him. A massively missed opportunity for UK Beast Assassin right now. He'll be ruining the fact that he got damaged at the beginning of this race.
Indeed, he will, and but might be a bit more happier knowing that his championship rival a bit further down the order in P9, but still has the chance to get himself back into this race. Big hello to Panther, who's in the chat as well. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing well, my man. But at the moment, still Owen Howe out from 1.2 seconds back to clock. I said clock, we're going to keep an eye on him, Mr. Monaco. That guy, the first hard runner in P3, and I said about Hayes she was going to be quick and maybe make her way through a field, as Kate kept her nose clean, but is under pressure from Golden Egg Fry at the moment.
Well, she's making great progress in Division 2 at the moment as she constantly finds a way fighting for really strong points in her first season from Division 3. And obviously that guy on the hard tyres, I think he might be within a shout to winning this Grand Prix. If there's no safety cars, which I definitely doubt, that guy will definitely be within a shout, because the overcut could work around this track, as if you try and undercut, you'll get caught in traffic, and it's so hard to make up ground around this track, and that's exactly what our championship leader is finding out right now. He looks a lot more confident than the Ferrari does on the hard tyres, but he is struggling to find his way through.
Indeed he is. Gaps are starting to open up a little bit now. Of course, we've seen quite a few drivers already come into the pit lane, mainly for front wing damage, as we're only 5 laps into the race, so no scheduled pit stops will be going on just at the moment. But Golden Egg Fry's had a really bad to back. I'm not sure if he picked the wall or what, but Zaki's Beast is now really starting to close. He's had a moment himself, and that has closed Rapid Coot now into this, making this a 3-car battle with allowing Hayes to get her way back over a second to Golden Egg Fry. Yeah. But we might have a little taste of that with her in a few laps' time, Simba.
Oh, Blaze going for the move on Carrito, and he looked a lot more confident in that car, and he swoops his McLaren round the outside to move up into P8. And that is a lovely move from the championship leader. He needs to get a move on. He knows his main rival in the championship is down in 15th place. A little bit of luck on the side of Drastic Blaze after that horrendous error on the opening lap, and he will definitely catch up to that battle that you were talking about just now with Vapid Coot and Zaki's Beast. While you were explaining it, I got really lost and I was struggling to scroll my way through. I'm definitely a bit rusty still on comms, and I'll have to do a bit more just to make sure I don't get as rusty anymore. So, that is for sure. It's been too long since I was last on comms. So, Blaze now up into P8. Vapid Coot looking to overtake the Aston Martin of Zaki's Beast. Like you said, had a bit of a moment a few moments ago.
Oh, Carrito, I think has just hit the wall at the back. I'm not 100% sure. His car was ghosted, so I think he's either had a huge snap or it has hit the wall. But by the first looks, that Ferrari, no, he's pinning into the pit lane. Carrito with damage then.
Oh no, it's going from bad to worse. He was in 9th place. He was lucky enough to gain those places at the start of the race when everyone else was crashing around him. And now it's just a massive step backwards for the Ferrari driver. And that is an absolute disaster, as we got Sparks like the theme in the chat saying, go on, Fryer. Clearly looking like the best Williams driver at the moment. Outside of Crispy, obviously. But he's currently in 5th place, looking to chase down the Mercedes of TRR Hayes. As Golden Egg Fryer, as long as I've been commentating in Division 2, he's not had as much luck as some other drivers on this grid. He's looking to change that this season on this new game as he's chasing down the Mercedes. Looking for P4 in this Grand Prix. Could be a lot higher by the end of this race, because this is turning out to be a huge battle of attrition. It doesn't matter how quick you are, Corey. It looks like the main thing is just keeping out of the wall and crossing that line at the end of lap 39.
Indeed it is. The top two using their medium tyres advantage, and Indo's gone deep. That's Rapid Coot's gone really deep at Rascast. That's allowing the championship leader Drastic Blaze down the inside Anthony Nose and up into 7th place now. Drastic Blaze on a fantastic recovery drive, as it's days like this where he's seen his other championship rivals fade away to prove himself as a championship contender, to make these days count and grab as many points as he can.
He saw the window of opportunity being opened and he's just flown through it. Vapid Coot making a huge mistake at Rascas. He's lucky not to put it in the wall, as Alpine are looking for points at the moment this season, Drastic Blaze is looking to extend his lead, and that was a move, an opportunity too good to miss, as he moves up into 7th place, and his next target is Aston Martin on Zak's Beast. The championship leader really starting to strut his stuff in the opening laps of this race, and we are starting to get towards that phase where people might start to be thinking about the tyres. He has a moment. He's really going for it here in this race so far, looking to recover back to P1.
As Meadows read my mind there. Blaze looks fantastic. May need to have him in the McEwen in this McEwen conversation. Yeah, again, his pace in the past 2 rounds has been incredible. The championship leader is on an absolute rampage at the moment. Has opened a 1.5 second gap to Vapicoot on the same tyres. Has got in the DRS of Zak's Beast. Drastic Blaze is absolutely flying in that McLaren and looking to get his way into 6th place.
And he's also might be entering the conversation for a McKeown seat in the not too distant future. A 1 minute 9.5 will definitely be a pretty solid lap time for Sunday's race. And hopefully his schedule's wide open, because this is great to see. It's great to see a driver in Division 2 building confidence as Marsh has crashed, and that's a safety car. SLR Marsh puts in the wall at the exit of the swimming pool section and has brought out a safety car on lap number 9. It felt inevitable that we were going to get one, and now it has arrived. So now, what do you do?
If you're on the medium, surely you pit now. It's a gamble you have to take with both hands. That's probably right on board with the race leader, Owen Howe, who's done absolutely nothing wrong at the moment. Same with Clock in this race. Kept their noses clean. Are they going to come in? Yes, they are. Owen is. Clock for sure is. Yes, they are. Peels to the right-hand side, going to the pit lane. And they're going to go for the R's. What about that guy, though? He is also going to peel off into the pit lane. As he gets a drive-through penalty. As he's sped under the safety car.
Oh, and Golden Front's got a 5-second penalty for a severe collision with the Mercedes of Tiara Hayes. I feel like I need to stop talking about Golden Egg Fryer having absolutely no luck, because he's just proven my point here. And he's lost out really badly now. He's P6 on the road, but that's not going to mean anything. He's going to have to take a drive-through penalty when this race gets underway again. And SLR Liam, apparently the P11 merchant, has stayed out and has put himself into a podium position.
Yep, Drastic Blaze back into the race lead. Didn't think I'd be saying that a few laps ago with his drive-through penalty, but he stayed out. He's doing something different to everybody else. He knows that he wants to get more points today than UKB's Assassin, who is currently down in, where is he? P14 at the moment. Owen, no, don't
Owen's just missed the safety car. You've got to let that safety car back through, surely. And I think the lobby's broken down again. Not again. Surely not. But hopefully we can still race in this lobby. Hopefully this race has not been disrupted, because Drastic Blaze has just retaken the lead after losing on the first lap. Kolesko's been disqualified.
What on earth is going on?
What on earth has just happened? Clock is a ghost.
In
He's
Monaco.
left the second.
All happens in Monaco in SLR. We had the race red flagged by the yellows a few seasons ago because we had cars blocked in the pit lane, and now we've got drivers. Everyone in the lobby has left for everyone.
Well, there's only a few people that have actually left for me. Clock has left. Zak's Beast has left. If you could try and give them an invite to get them back in, that would be absolutely brilliant and highly appreciated. Hopefully they can still race. I know on this game, you know, if you do disconnect and try and get back in, the car just retires you. There's Kolesko back in, but he's disqualified now after running near the point, I believe. So Clock is back in as well, and hopefully Zak's Beast is able to get back in as well. He's currently P7 on a fresh set of hard tyres. So Liam and Adrian preferring to have track position over stopping, and if there is another safety car, it will definitely help them in the long run, as they'll have fresher tyres than the majority of the grid by then, if the safety car isn't out again within the next 5-6 laps. So, lap 11 of this Grand Prix. Quite a lot has happened already. So, thankfully we can wind down a little bit and see who is in the best position here.
This is, of course, realistically, Owen Howe, net race lead at the moment. He's in second place though on track because Jurassic Blaze staying out behind that safety car, doing a bit of a different strategy compared to everyone else. Have to be a bit further down the order of what he expected to be. But crucially for Owen, if he can try and get past Jurassic Blaze in the early stages of the restart, he has got a car separating him and his nearest rival, Softy O'Clock. SLR Liam is the separator of those two at the moment on his Telepole hards as well, who also stayed out behind the safety car.
Yeah, I think the annoying thing is for Clock is that there's one car in between himself and the net race leader. So the plan for Clock surely is just to pass Liam as soon as possible, trying to pick the right moment around this track, or whenever Liam makes a mistake, to pick on that moment and get that move done and limit the damage and the gap between himself and the Haas if he completes that move, and if Liam doesn't put too much of a fight. Because if he can't make that move as soon as possible, then it's going to be really, really tough to catch back up with him.
Yeah, it is. Thankfully, I've just had a look and everyone's all back in now, so we should all be good to continue once we get back under green flag. Zach is B's last car to get back in. He's had a brilliant race so far, so I would have hated to see it all undone. 14th on the grid, he's moved his way up into 7th at the moment, and after everyone's pit, I think I could maybe even see Zach is B's in the top 5.
Yeah, I absolutely think so. I agree with you. He's had a really good race so far, has the Aston Martin. Seemed pretty quiet so far in Division 2 so far this season. And he's looking to find a kickstart for the season. And I think being in a net P4 is a pretty good way to get that kickstart to the season. You know, as the safety car is coming in, the pole sitter has found himself leading this race after getting a drive-through penalty at the end of the first lap. 11 laps later, he's leading the field as we are ready to get underway again. As here he goes through Raskas, looking to catch Owen Howe napping, and that's exactly what he's done. He's made that look very effortless on old mediums, and we are underway again here in Monaco. Owen Howe left for dust at the moment, 1.1 seconds already. That guy, and UK Beast Assassin, I think, no, that guy's in the pits as we are racing again. Not too much action going on. They're all going, following each other through the first sector. But Drastic Blaze on old mediums already a second ahead of Owen Howell, looking to warm up his hard cop-out tyres. As Hayes has a look at Adrian. Adrian has had another moment. He nearly went into the wall at Raskas, and now he's lost a place to Hayes. Hayes, once again, making up a position when it matters. And she's up into the top 5 now, and maybe she could be in a competition for a potential podium by the end of this race. Adrian struggling on his older hard tyres, and Zakis Beast is looking to take advantage here.
F180 Quays hit the wall somewhere as well. He's only got half his front wing remaining, and that's why the gap from 8th to 9th has gone really big all of a sudden. He's hit the wall again in the tunnel. The car behind are not going to be loving this. We've got a crash at the chicane. Rapid Coup is now out of the race and blocking the track. The cars are just about able to get through, so I think we will continue. But that's another car out of the race currently. We're over halfway of what medal predicted of 8 cars. We're now 5 DNFs, and I think we're going to see F180 Quetzy into the pit lane. We saw Adrian hit the ball earlier on. That's why Hayes got past him, and now these cars are going to get past QWERTY, who's now into the pit lane after such a good race.
Yeah, that is an absolute shame. And yeah, Vapid Coup, he desperately needs points. It's not been a very good season so far for Alpine in any championship by the looks of it. You know, McKeown was already quite rough as well, with one driver getting all the points. And so far, it seems that both Alpine drivers here are struggling to find the form needed to get their season underway. And look at what I was talking about this earlier. Liam is not having it. He is telling Salty Clock, hey mate, you're on fresher tyres, but I'm staying right in front of you. He's making that Red Bull as wide as possible. And just like season 9, I feel like Clock might be running out of patience there. He's got to make this move now. And that's exactly what he does. Up the inside, he locks the rears. He's just about rotating the car enough to keep it facing the right way. That is a bold move there from Clock, but he knows he had to make it happen, and he's up into third place. Liam couldn't hold on for too long, as those hard tyres are definitely starting to go off. But look at the gap. That clock has got to close on to Owen Howell.
There's one big gap to close it, but of course Owen is going to start to get held up by Drastic Blaze soon. I don't know how on earth Klopp got that stop for the Nouvelle Chicane, but fair play. He was not going to wait around for any longer. He's already lost 5 seconds, as you said, to Owen Howell. But Saucy O'Clock, an ambitious, a brave and rogue move, but one that has worked out in the end. Is going to see the Alfa Romeo up to a net P2. I said about Hayes as well. She's currently net P3 after everyone is pit, and he wants to get past SLR Liam, maybe in the same manner. But hopefully easier, she's got hope, to Saucy O'Clock did.
Yeah, let's see. Liam is definitely not going to go down without a fight. And someone who is looking to get through is Owen Howell. He's closed that gap to Drastic Blaze, and he's got the overtake on. Is he going to go for a move at the chicane? No, he thinks better of it. And he chooses to fight another day. Another lap around this track as Hayes has got past Liam as well. So Liam down to 5th place. Really struggling on those hards, and he's got Adrian for company right behind him as back to the lead we go with the top 2. Owen Howell putting pressure on Drastic Blaze. Oh, he's had a moment through Raskas, and he's had another moment on the exit, and that might just give Blaze just a little bit more breathing room than he would have expected. As Owen Howell pushing as hard as he can, desperate to get the lead. And Zakis Beast has passed Adrian. Adrian also struggling along tyres. As Beast and Sassi get through to the better contact. Going into Sandevot, but Beast Assassin gets away with it. Did he get damage, Corey?
Adrian went far too deep into the final corner. Hit the wall, I think potentially does have damage to that front wing of the Alpines. Hit the wall again,
the wall.
The casino. And I think that's going to be Adrian down and out of the points shortly. He's going to need to box more than likely for a new front wing. But as we've just seen SR Bennett now make his way past, and Golden Egg Fryer now is going to try and get his way back into the points, but into 9th place as Adrian, you can see with damage to that Alpine, pulls to the right hand side, lets him go. He knows he doesn't want to be a hindrance in this race.
He knows that his race is basically ruined. There's no point trying to harm the race of anyone else around him. As, he's made contact with the Williams. I'm not too sure. I think Adrian might just be a little bit fuming at himself there for making such an error when he was in a decent position, and now he's at the wall again at the back. And, yeah. Oh, no! Oh, he's caused a massive crash between 3 cars. McLovin is out of the race. Questions will be asked of Adrian's driving there. It seemed that he was going really slowly. I'm not too sure why.
Full safety car.
Full safety car now. That has gotten Drastic Blaze out of jail very quickly, because he still had to pit in this Grand Prix. And now it's a free pit stop. And McLovin pays the price for the driving of the Alpine. He's not really making us look good, Adrian. Like, what are you doing? But, yeah, Adrian down the order now. I definitely think there's going to be an inquiry from the stewards, because I am not too sure what was going through Adrian's mind there. And he's down to 13th. Down to 13 runners now. We've lost 6 drivers. So 2 more, and Medal has absolutely called it beautifully with 8 cars DNFing. So we'll have to see how this race develops. But yeah, Drastic Blaze might find a way back into this race now, Corey.
I was going to say, if you're any of those cars that didn't pit under the first safety car, you are going to be in one hell of a place for the final half of this Monaco Grand Prix. Of course, championship leader Drastic Blaze, you can see by the tyre graphic, yet to pit in this race. He will peel that McLaren into the pit lane to start lap 18 shortly, but to strap on a set of hard compound tyres onto that McLaren. And as will everyone else who has pit. Liam, of course, will go on the mediums as he started on the hards. But I think we've got to keep an eye out for Drastic Blaze in the second half of this race. He's only going to drop down to about 5th, Simba. So,
yeah, I think it's going to be P6 as Golden Egg Fryer goes through. So, Drastic Blaze, a huge winner from this safety car period. And I honestly think he could still win the race, even from 6th position. His tyres are 8 laps fresher than the top 4, 7 laps fresher than the car in front. So, once again, he's still got that tyre advantage to play around with for the rest of the race, as the rest of the drivers are coming through. Quality getting a drive-through penalty for spinning under the safety car. Bennett comes out as well on mediums, so does that guy on mediums as well. Carrito making another pit stop for a set of mediums. And yeah, basically, it's a restart button for most guys who didn't pit. And once again, the field is going to be bunched up together in this race as we're just about approaching the halfway point.
Quite his second drive-through penalty of the night, so he's going to be hoping maybe another safety car later on in this race or a red flag. But I think one man who has coped with all the pressure so well, and near enough every single time I mention his name this season, we've jinxed him and he's gone into the wall and crashed, is Owen Howe. Even though he wasn't leading from the previous safety car restart, he has coped with all the pressure. He's coped with all the safety car that has closed the gaps of the cars behind him, and is now back into the lead of this race and has got to do it all over again. As he did at the first safety car restart, he's got clock behind him. Owen Howe will get us back underway in a few laps' time, but the Haas driver is looking pretty handy and pretty neat out in front.
There he is. It looked like he was getting pretty frustrated, being stuck behind Drastic Blaze, but now the only thing he's looking at is the safety car and then a clear track ahead of him once we get underway again for racing. Owen Howell looking a lot more confident on this year's game compared to the last one, always involved in a crash or something going wrong for him. It's good to see him near the front of the field, heading the field in this Grand Prix as Adrian comes in again. I'm assuming it's for a penalty, as it's another set of medium tyres, making sure he's just got one lap fresher tyres compared to the rest of the pack, as he'll rejoin down in last. Quality still having to serve a drive-through penalty. He did look good in qualifying fourth. So far it's not been the race he wanted, and it's not going to be getting any better for him with that drive-through penalty. Liam down in 15th in qualifying. He's up to P7, and honestly, if he can make those medium tyres work, I think once again, Corey, we're looking at a Division 2 race where we might have several contenders for a race victory. You know, you've got Owen Howell at the front of the field, and obviously Sotty Clark being the Mr. Monaco around here. But, you know, there's still others outside that top three that can win this.
Oh, I mean, any of these drivers now could win this race. Are back in the battle for the victory, of course. Those drivers who have just pitted for the medium tyres, I expect to see them go for it at the restart. Of course, got the championship leader, Drastic Blaze, who was recovered after that drive-through penalty. The safety car has very much brought him back into this race. He's in sixth at the moment. We saw him make his way through the field at the previous restart. Owen Howe, who has led the majority of this race out in front. Of course, as we said, Clark in second. Again, any one of these 13 drivers could win this race still, and we've got 19 laps to go. Get it down in the chat. Who do you think is going to come out on top while we've got this safety car period? But at the moment, Owen Howe's got the hot seat of being the race leader.
Yes, he does, but the question is, how long can he stay there? He's got drivers behind on fresher tyres. Drastic Blaze obviously proving to be a threat regardless if he's in front or when he's making his way through the field. Which is quite ridiculous around Monaco. It just shows the amount of confidence that the McLaren driver has around this circuit. He was practicing quite a lot with SLRF1. I'd see in the practice lobby chat in the league Discord that, yeah, they'd be practicing quite a lot, trying to find several ways to get quicker, to find more lap time around here, because qualifying is everything around Monte Carlo. And honestly, you'd be pretty unwise to write off this man, even if he's down in P6, as Owen Howell will be leading us again. Safety car in this lap for the third time, I believe, in this Grand Prix already. For the second time, actually. So now, Owen Howell, it's his turn to lead from the front. Sotia Clock was 5 seconds behind the Haas driver, but now he's got a chance to take the lead and avenge the loss of Season 9 as Owen Howell gets us underway. Out of Antinogues now, and we are racing again in Monte Carlo. Owen Howell leads us away, going into Thunderbolt. Sotia Clock looking for a chance to pass the Haas in second place. Hayes finding herself on the podium, having a superb race in Division 2 once again. Zachary Beast chasing her down in fourth place, and look at that, he's able to brake just a little bit later than the Mercedes, and it looks like he's able to take more risks, bring it a bit closer to the inside wall, but he's just got to bide his time to get past her. As Golden Egg Fryer, you know, he was fuming during that safety car period about the game not changing his front wing. He's still in P5 at the moment, So it's going to be interesting to see who can make progress in the final 19 laps. We've still got quite a way to go here in Monaco, and Beast Assassin is looking to pass Liam. Liam dropping back a little bit compared to the top 6. We've got SLRF1 saying Liam for the win. It'll be interesting to see. Don't count him out just yet. Anything can happen in Division 2. And usually, it does. As Blaze now looking at Golden Egg Fry's 5th place. Is he going to have a little look? Race a little bit later, but that's about it. But right now, Owen Howell, 1.4 seconds ahead of the Alfa Romeo.
I just realised my mic was on mute for like a good minute there.
I was wondering where you was as well.
I was like, what's going on here? I was like, I've just said that. But yeah, there's Beast, as we said, all over the back of Liam, as I was saying to myself. But it is really now starting the Constantina effect in the hairpin. They've all closed up, but Owen Howe has probably had the perfect restart and has got nearly a 2-second gap now to Sotti o'clock. So he's soaking up the pressure. He knows how to lead a race in this season, does Owen Howe. Race winner in Saudi Arabia. He's looking for race win number 2 this season, this time around Monte Carlo, and 2 street race circuit victories.
Well, he's looking pretty handy in the streets at the moment, nearly 2 seconds ahead, as you said. Can Drastic Blaze make any more progress? As, Fry's had a huge moment out of the swimming pool, and again, the window of opportunity has been opened, and Drastic Blaze goes straight through it. Up into P5 he goes, on the freshest tyres, the freshest hard tyres out of the rest of the field. He is making progress, and Golden Egg Fryer will be pretty annoyed at himself because he made that look a little bit too easy for the championship leader.
Indeed he did. Drastic Blaze, this is going to be the 3rd time he's had to make his way through the field today now. Back up into 5th place as the championship leader, closing in on 4th place man Zaki's Beast.
Oh, and look at Assassin! Assassin up the inside, it's a Mirabeau! And he's hit the wall on the inside, and look at that, he's a bit frustrated as he goes up the inside again at the hairpin. Liam somehow holding on here, and Beast Assassin's frustration is becoming pretty clear as he sent it at the hairpin. And he didn't want to wait around. He knows he needs to make progress here. The championship leader is in front of him, and he needs to limit the points loss at the moment because Blaze is looking like the quickest driver on this racetrack, and Assassin's race has been compromised from that first lap. He knows he's got to get a move on, but he can't afford to damage his car.
Letting the frustration get the better of him. UK Beast Assassin trying to force his way past the Red Bull of Liam. He knows he's going to lose time. He knows he's going to lose crucial points in this championship fight with Drastic Blaze. He's seen his championship rival fade into the distance now and closing up to the back of Zaki's Beast. And you might think about going for moving to turn 1. No, he's a little bit too far back. But maybe in a few corners time, he's going to pour it through turn 1 and heading up Beauregard. That would be a fantastic move to make it work. Round the outside, yes he has! Drastic Blaze, that's a brilliant move. Up through Beauregard, the championship leader is on an absolute rampage here, back up into 4th place.
He's been stealing the show since qualifying, and he's stealing the show in the race. Drastic Blaze on the move here, and he's up into P4. Meanwhile, Liam has caught up to the back of Golden Egg Fryer, so I think Fryer might have made another mistake somewhere. And now this is really going to annoy UK Beast Assassin, because now it's going to, if Liam gets through, it's going to be 1 car in between them, and Assassin has already shown his frustration at the Red Bull driver, so it might be a tough second phase of the race for him, and that is not going to make things any easier. Slam dunk through second penalty. It's easily done, cutting the inside of Novel, and that is not going to help him make any progress in this race. As meanwhile, his rival, his nearest rival, the championship leader, is harassing Tara Hayes through Raskas and through Anthony Nose, and it might be another overtake for the championship leader. He might find himself on the podium here, but he can't quite make it move. Happen going into Santa Foz. Hayes gets a little bit too overzealous with the track limits, and that's a 3-second time penalty for her. So penalties will be coming into play in this final stage of the race, and I think he's at the wall on the inside, and that again opens the door for Blaze. And guess what? He's on the podium once again. He's up into P3.
Let's see, here's the championship leader back through, and Beast and Liam are going to go side by side now. Going down the hill, he's onto the curb, it's the Red Bull driver. And Beast now, he's up into 7th place, past Liam. He's had enough of waiting around. The frustration's got the better of him. He's got the 3-second penalty. And UK Beast Assassin now is up into 7th place, but that 3-second penalty, Simba, is going to drop him out of the points.
Yeah, if you can't get a move on now, he's got a bit of clean air to work with, but now his next up is Golden Egg Fryer. Can he do anything to get past the Williams? He seems to be struggling since that safety car restart. He made a mistake that allowed Blaze to get through, and now he's falling back just a little bit to the top 4, and Assassin knows it. He's already displayed his frustration on track at the moment through SLR Liam, but now he needs to try and make some progress on his own, trying to keep his head down as he nearly hits the wall at the exit of Saint-Devot. So he's really got to keep it calm here, otherwise he's going to make an unwanted mistake which will ruin his race completely.
So I'm going to look at the lap times at the moment. Justin Blaze is lapping out 8 or 9 tenths a lap quicker than the top 2 at the moment. So maybe in about 2 laps time, get the AWS graphic up on the screen, wherever the bloody hell it is. And Drastic Blaze could be in 2nd place, or at least on the back of Sotia Clock. It's one thing to pass, it's one thing to catch, it's another to pass, as Murray Walker once said.
Right, he's not going to be happy with you with butchering his quote like that. Goodness me, Corey. Great job.
My English isn't so good.
Clearly not. The English is not Englishing. That is brilliant at the moment. Assassin right on the back of Fryer now, going into the swimming pool section. He's literally nearly pushing the Williams through the chicane. Can he do anything into Raskas? No, he can't. And that's exactly what I was saying before. You know, you could be faster than the car in front here in Monaco, but it doesn't mean anything because it's so difficult to overtake. And he knows that he's using the battery. He's got the DRS, he's made contact with the Williams, and he barely makes it through the corner. He almost cuts the inside corner again, which would have given him a 4th warning for track limit. And Liam is looking at this, saying like, you know what, you can bruise your head all you want. I might just sneak right back past you if you make another error like that.
Indeed he is, and he's really getting the elbows out now. One man who's probably going to get the elbows out in a minute is Drastic Blaze. We said he was closing up to Sotia Clock. It's now 4 tenths of a second a lap later between Drastic Blaze and Sotia Clock. So maybe going down the main straight, the one and only DRS zone of this Monte Carlo circuit. It could be Drastic Blaze a time to try and snatch that 2nd place off the Alfa Romeo.
Yeah, Medal in the chat is like, Blaze, god damn. And honestly, if there was any... Oh, that might change things. Owen Howell had a 2-second lead, and now he's got a 3-second penalty with just over 12 laps to go. And Clock has closed in at the end of this lap. So Drastic Blaze could genuinely win the race without even making the overtake. But it looks like he might be on the course to overtake both of them. Can he make a move into Saint-Devot? No, but he forces Clock to take a compromised line, take a tighter line through the first corner, and he tries to go up the hill. And there's just not enough room there. And they almost come together in the worst way possible up the hill. And they just about got away with that. Great awareness from both drivers to make sure that doesn't happen, as Bennett has gone off at Raskas down in 13th. He's got going again, but it's not looking great for him considering where he was in qualifying. And Owen Howell might just have lost a bit of composure because he's lost nearly a second to Clock on this lap. So Clock just needs to keep Blaze behind, which seems to be quite difficult at the moment, and win this race. But Blaze pushing him down the straight as Clock is managing to pass him just a little bit more than the McLaren, so that might be a difference as well. The RS management isn't really talked about enough on this track, because if you don't have much, it's hard to make that move into Saint-Devot, but Blaze knows he has him where he wants him.
I think Owen may have minor damage as well. Some saying in the chat there is maybe a slight bit missing on that front wing. Of course, the slightest bit of downforce loss to this circuit could cost you the whole race. But Drastic Blaze now is trying his absolute hardest to get past Sotia Clock. All he needs to do is pass the Alfa Romeo, and he knows the race win could be his. Bennett has now crashed at Tabat. He's not coming with a safety car.
I don't think it is. The game has not called out for it, so Owen Howell's penalty, he will get away with it for the time being, but if there's a safety car between now and the end of the race, that is really going to end his chances of winning this Monaco Grand Prix. And he's got minor damage to contend with as well. Clock has gone wide. Remember, the tyre graphic shows that Blaze's tyres are 8 laps fresher. And on this year's game, fresh tyres compared to older tyres is ridiculous. The amount of time and the amount of pace you have on fresher tyres is absolutely insane. And Blaze is looking to use this to his advantage, as Clock is slowly reeling in the Haas, who's got minor damage and a penalty. So if Clock can just hold on older tyres, he will win the Monaco Grand Prix.
Let's see, well, as Adrian now picks up the next penalty of the race, but critically is the race leader with that 3-second penalty, and he's going to be the person who finished second on track potentially, who's going to win this race. But Drastic Blaze knows he needs to get that move done before Clock gets within Owen's DRS, or else it could be the race victory for the championship leader over, and to extend his lead even more in this championship.
Yeah, he knows that. He knows that Beast Assassin is down in 7th place. He doesn't have to take too many risks. He can afford to take his time here. He knows he's on fresher tyres again. Clock covering the inside line. Again compromises his own line through Mirabeau, and he had to look at the hairpin, trying to force him into an error. Climbs a lot of curb. Meanwhile, Assassin has a problem. He's going slowly. He's chipped off his front wing, and that might be him out of the points. Blaze will have a massive advantage into the championship going into the next round, as Assassin has thrown away a chance of saving some points of this race. He might just walk out with nothing.
That could be it then for UK Beast Assassin in terms of this championship fight as it stands anyway. Very early in the season though, so of course won't be over till it's over, but Drastic Blaze at the moment is going to gain another 18 points on him. And his nearest rivals in the championship are very far down. Liam's P7, Hayes, of course, P4. She might have been moving to third, but Drastic Blaze taking about down the outside of turn 1.
Oh, Clock's off the rears! Clock's off the rears! He's through! He's through! He's made Alfa Romeo make a mistake, and he's up into P2. He's at a net P1, and I don't think he's done there. I don't think he wants a net P1. He wants it on track. What a move, and what a mistake from Clock. How did he keep it out of the wall there?
You don't normally pressure your Clock into a mistake in his own backyard, but Drastic Blaze, the championship leader, has here today, and now has potentially moved himself into the net race lead now after having a drive-through penalty at the first lap.
Absolutely brilliant, absolutely amazing. What a performance that is putting on here in front of us here tonight at Monaco on this Friday evening. SLR weekend arrives in Monaco, and there'll be 2 more Monaco Grand Prix races to come on Saturday for Division 3, Sunday for the McKeown Division. But right now it's all about Division 2, and there's one man who is proven to be the head of the field here, but he's got to get the job done. Still 8 laps to go in this Grand Prix. He's got the DRS, he's got the ERS as well, but only 19% as Clock has nearly been gapped. That is literally just the difference on tyres at this stage of the race. Blaze staying out in that safety car has proven to be absolute dividends for him, a godsend for the McLaren driver. He's putting pressure on the damaged Haas, and he's got to take his time here, Corey. He doesn't want to throw this away after looking so strong this whole time.
Yes, he is. He doesn't, of course, have to overtake him, but as long as he stays within the 3-second penalty window of Owen, he knows he's got this race on lock. Does Drastic Blaze, and another 25 points going towards his championship tally, and will pull nearly a 2-race, if not already a 2-race points gap to the next next driver in the championship. Sorry.
Yeah, nearly 50 points after 5 races. It really does show he's been in the class of the field this season. He's got a really good run out of swimming pool. Is he going to have a look at Raskas? He's looking to set it up. Owen with a lot less downforce than the McLaren. His tyres might be going off as well at this stage. He'll definitely be screaming for help, those hard tyres. As Drastic Blaze is again not close enough going into Sandevort. He can't make Owen compromise his own line. And Owen's doing his best here. He's driving really well with the damage and the penalty. He knows his chances of winning are pretty much gone unless Blaze makes a mistake. And look how much he's pushing him through the casino square. Is he going to have a look at Mirabeau? No, he doesn't. He knows he's got to bide his time. He knows he can take his time. And he knows he's got the pace above the rest of the field. As How long can Owen Howell stay in front?
Was UKB Assassin's teammates. That's the fastest lap, of course, out points at the moment, but Owen is really struggling to hold on with that front wing damage and tyres that are over 8 laps older than the car behind, and probably a car behind that you don't really want to see. The championship leader, Drastic Blaze, now. It's going to be 6 laps to go when we cross the line, and Owen has got an almighty challenge ahead of him to hold on for this race victory. It's looking unlikely, but of course we've seen quite literally everything in this race so far, Simba.
Yep, it's not over until it's over in Division 2. Owen Howell again has made a mistake through Raskas, and this is the golden opportunity for Drastic Blaze to go from pit lane to first. Can he do it at the Thunderbolt? No, but again, he makes the car in front, compromises on line as they go up the hill. Can he find a way through? No, he can't. Owen gives him enough room and enough respect for both drivers to get through, and Saltier Clock has re-entered the conversation now. He was 1.6 seconds back, so this is a three-way fight for the win. It might be 2011 all over again.
It is turning out to be an incredible race. He had a bit of a quiet period in this race, but it's really starting to heat up now. Drastic Blaze wants to make that move in Beau Rivage by the looks of it after doing it all those laps ago on, I think it was Hayes. But now, as you said, Sotia Clock re-entered this conversation for the race victory. Owen's looking the unlikely favourite at the moment, as it looks like Carrito's day is going to go from bad to worse. He looks like he's gone round, I think, has got damage to that Ferrari.
Yeah, he has his damage to the front wing, so another driver high up in the championship is not going to get points in this Grand Prix. Adrian will claim the final point as long as he keeps out of the wall and doesn't put it in the wall near Raskas. So much needed points for Alpine this season, as they're having a tough start to season 11. But one man who is looking to boost his start to season 11 is Drastic Blaze. He still can't get the move done.
He's closing in, going through Beau Rivage again now. Neither car with much battery, all the top three on around a similar battery, but it's the tyre difference for Drastic Blaze that is helping through this first sector. Through the casino section we go now, going through the downhill at the end of sector 1. Towards the hairpin now we go. Can Drastic Blaze get close enough to make the move? Maybe going down into the Nouvelle Chicane, it'd be a risky move, but if he's got the room, he's going to go for it, of course. But now heading towards the tunnel, Drastic Blaze not going to be close enough. He knows he doesn't need to win this race on track, just as long as he can stick within that 3-second penalty window. But it feels so much better to win it on track.
Yeah, especially with the performance he's put out in qualifying, half a second ahead of the next car as Carrito. Yep, that basically confirms his afternoon, his evening, completely in the bin. It'll be another poor showing for the Ferrari driver who was promising to win the championship. I feel like Blaze had a moment there through the swimming pool. Forgive me if I'm wrong, but I feel like he's had a moment there, unless it was Owen instead. But, oh, they're all having moments through that final corner. And that's just given Owen Howell just a little bit more breathing space. As you said, he knows how to lead a Grand Prix. And he will have the feeling of winning a Monaco on track. But it's only on track with the penalty.
Drastic Blaze had a moment, all right, had that on board in Fernando Alonso, Malaysia, Brazil 2012 star. That I don't know how on earth he hasn't ended up in the wall there, but how close these walls are to the cars here at Monte Carlo. But Drastic Blaze now, he nearly runs into the back of Owen going through the Lowe's hairpin. All he has to do is just sit behind that ass, and he knows he has got back-to-back pole positions converted to back-to-back race wins. But I think if that happens, Simba, that does not tell the whole story of this race at all.
Oh, as Liam goes round the outside of Golden Lake Fire, this is going on for 6th place. The Red Bull is teammate of that guy, trying to follow through. And Golden Lake Fire really struggling at this final phase of the race. 25 laps he's been on those hard tyres, but back into the battle of the lead. Is he going to have a look at Raskas? No. Can he set up the final corner? Owens had another moment through Raskas and through Anthony Nogues as well. And this is the opportunity he's been waiting for. Can he make it happen here? No, he turns off the battery. And again, he'll have to wait for his turn. He gets a good run out of Sandoval going up towards the Beau Rivage now. Can he do anything here? He's almost pushing that Haas through the corner. And especially through here, through the Tino Square. Look at that run he's getting as well, once again. But he just can't find his way through. Surely frustration has got to be sinking in just a little bit.
KB Sasson's going to try and pick himself up a point. He's going to go down the inside of Adrian at turn 1 now. They've been battling for the whole lap. Adrian just about holds on around the outside. Adrian will hold on to that final point for now. They're both on the same penalty, so they will get the position where they finish. Carrito picks up the fastest lap as it stands, but the battle for the race lead is definitely not over, Simba, at least on track anyway.
No, it isn't. And one other battle that's going on behind them, a long way back, is Golden X Fire hanging on for dear life, trying to hold on to 7th place in this race. Liam has took off. He's 11 seconds off the next car, but P6 will not be a bad effort or a bad day at all for the Red Bull driver, considering how much he made that mistake in qualifying. And he's managed to do very well to recover from it. Lap 38. It's been a great Monaco Grand Prix once again in Division 2 in SLR, and it might not be over yet. We are still yet to decide a winner, and these 3 guys, Owen Howell, Drastic Blaze and Sotia Clock, all looking for Monaco glory. Sotia Clock looks like he's going to miss out once again. He's just not close enough at this stage. Those hard tyres are gone. 28 laps on a set of hard tyres. And surely they're going to be thinking about not getting punctures.
Oh, Rangers gone into the wall. UK Beast is
Oh,
the wall is out.
Beast is out! Beast is out! I don't believe it! Beast is out of the race! Blaze has a beautiful opportunity now. He knows he's going to extend his lead to 40 points in the championship. If he keeps his race in the right way for one more lap, it will be 47 points in the championship. But can he win it on track? This is what he's been waiting for. One lap was all it took. One magical lap was all it took to get pole position here. And one lap left to decide the winner of this season's Monaco Grand Prix. Can Blaze get it on the last lap? 29 laps for Owen Howell on his hard tyres. 21 laps for Drastic Blaze. He's got the run. Owen's flashing. His ERS level is just under 10%. He's running on fumes. Is the Haas.
Yes, he is. Lap 39 of 39 here in Monte Carlo. Here in Division 2, Owen has led the majority of this race, but it's not going to matter in the end after the penalty he picked up early for track limits. Drastic Blaze has had a fantastic recovery drive, had to make his way through the field a couple of times at a place where it's not easy to overtake at all, had to get his elbows out, and the championship leader is on course for a second race win of the season and a second race win in a row, and to extend his championship lead to well over 40 points.
Yeah, Owen's almost hit the wall there through the Novell chicane, and it looks like he's just going to hang on for the race lead unless Blaze can do anything. He gets a really good run out of the swimming pool section. Can he go for the dive bomb at Rat's Cast? No, he can't. And Owen looks like he's going to hang on, but unfortunately for him, it's all in vain because of the 3-second penalty. So that means Drastic Blaze makes it back-to-back wins in Division 2. He is the master of Monaco tonight. He wins the Monaco Grand Prix, and that is a performance that no one will forget for quite a long time. Sotia Clock finishes second. Owen Howell's brave defence will earn him a podium, but definitely the win was on the cards considering he led the majority. Saki's Beast does get Tiara Hayes for P4, and Hayes in P5. Strong points again for the Mercedes. Liam recovers well to P6. He is not a P11 merchant tonight. It's Golden Fryer couldn't hold on. He finishes 7th. That guy couldn't pass him and ends up 8th. QWERTY having quite an eventful day in 9th place. And Carrito will pick up a point. But again, another poor showing, honestly. Considering he's wanting to win the championship, he is already quite a long way behind this man, Drastic Blaze. I think that might go down as his best performance in a league race. That is for sure.
I think he is definitely up there. Obviously got a bit of help with the safety cars, but nevertheless kept his cool, kept composed, and Drastic Blaze, the championship leader, makes it 2 in a row. I know we won't be able to talk to him because I know he doesn't have a microphone, but congratulations, Drastic Blaze, if you are in the chat straight after the race. I'm sure you'll get many congratulations in the server as well, as Adrian will eventually cross the line, but it is Drastic Blaze picking up back-to-back wins. Sotia Clock, the master of Monaco, you could say, will finish P2 in the end. Owen Howe, after that penalty, finished first on track. He will drop down to P3. But back over to you, Simba, for the final classification.
Yeah, no worries. I'll get that up. Try and get that sorted. I've already sent an invite to
They're all in, mate. We're all good.
one of the podium. Oh, they're all in, which is absolutely brilliant. But Drastic Blaze, you're a race winner, and I did predict him to win the race, so at least I didn't jinx someone for once while making a prediction. But that is a well-deserved victory, and what a win. But he doesn't have a microphone, so we can't really get his perspective on the race. But we do have Owen Howell and Sotty Cook with us in the party, and we're going to start off with Owen Howell in the Haas. Owen, a great drive, another great drive from you today, and it's P3 at the end of the day. Talk us through your thoughts of the race.
Yeah, it's annoying. Very annoying. I did check it. Yeah. No, it's that was a hard one because it felt quite nice. I mean, I wasn't sure because I knew Blaze was going to be stupidly quick, which he was. And then he got that drive through under the first safety car. I've got VSC even. And I thought I've got a good chance here. So I thought I'll keep on going, and I was pulling gaps. So it was quite close between me and Clock. I thought we were the only other two really that could battle Blaze for the win by the looks of it. At the time, anyway, it seemed like we were pulling away from everyone else. And yeah, I just couldn't hold on enough. I had a little bit of a nonce moment. Too much curb into a barrier, got a warning, and a little bit of damage, which then just dropped my pace completely. And then literally the next lap, same corner,